Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you want it, come and get some. Because we love wisdom. Because we love wisdom.
People in every part of the globe are perishing because the judgment is low. From children to teens to elderly folks, this epidemic is incredibly bold. Wisdom is needed to see through the fog. Without it, we'll stumble and see to the long. You're jumping without something to break and fall if you choose to ignore it's a beckoning call. The only people who will lose the war are those who don't know who they're fighting for. You are the only one who can decide your fate. Don't waste your life when you can live inside of grace. If we turn to God and behold His shining face, we will gain traction to run in this human race.
Hey, JC Johnson here, and you're listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And on today's episode, we're talking about the wisdom of humanitarianism.
Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you want it, come and get some. Because we love wisdom. Because we love wisdom. Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you want it, come and get some. Because we love wisdom. Because we love wisdom.
For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. What's going on? JC Johnson here, and I'm glad that you could join me today. We are in the second season of the show, and we have some pretty good stuff coming up. We've discussed professionalism and altruism, and on this show we're going to be discussing humanitarianism, the importance of it, what it is, and really we're going to contrast it with the last show. On the last show we talked about altruism, and we spoke about how there's a distinction really between altruism and humanitarianism, and the biggest distinction between the two is this: altruism is something that you do for completely selfless reasons. So you're doing it simply for the well-being of other people, whereas humanitarianism could be altruism. Basically, it could be that you're doing it for the well-being of others only. However, it is possible to be a humanitarian who has some other kind of gain from it. Basically, this could be a person who donates $5 million to something in order for them to get a tax write-off. So the fact that they're donating is good, but the reason for doing so cannot be considered altruistic. It would just be, for some other reason. So it's important to just have that distinction in mind before we go forward. But basically, what we're going to talk about today is humanitarianism, and this show, For the Love of Wisdom, For the Love of Wisdom, of course, it comes from the two Greek words, philos and sophos, or philo and sophos, and those two words come together to mean love of wisdom, and that's where the show title comes from. And wisdom is all about having the ability to discern and having good sense and making proper judgments, right? So we're not talking about judging people in a negative way or a harsh way, but we're talking about being able to judge situations and even to be able to properly judge the motives of other people, which is definitely a hard thing to do because you can't read anyone's mind. But wisdom is all about being able to do that. The longer you live life, the more stuff you go through, the more that you're better able to discern. All right, so last time when we discussed altruism, we looked at this verse from James 1:27 that says, "Here are the beliefs and way of life that God our Father accepts as pure and without fault. When widows are in trouble, take care of them. Do the same for children who have no parents, and don't let the world make you impure." That's a very powerful verse that really speaks to our duty as human beings to take care of others who are not able to take care of themselves. Now, this is not saying that if you're the type of person, or if you're in a situation where you can't take care of yourself, this doesn't apply to you, right? Someone needs to take care of you. But for those who are able-bodied, who don't have any physical limitations, geographical limitations, people who are in a place where they're able to care for others, it's saying that it is your duty as a human being to do so. And to do so is definitely being altruistic. And if you missed that episode, or any other episodes, don't worry, because you can always listen to For the Love of Wisdom on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, even Google Play Music, anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. If you have an Amazon Alexa device, you can just say, Alexa, play For the Love of Wisdom, and it'll bring that up for you hands-free. All right, so vocabulary.com has this to say about humanitarianism. Despite many jokes to the contrary, a humanitarian is not someone who eats humans, right? Because people will say, okay, someone's a vegetarian, it's because they eat vegetables. So if you're a humanitarian, it's because you eat humans. No, that's not what humanitarianism is about. So please know that I'm not promoting cannibalism at all. I am talking about what it's supposed to mean, which is a person promoting human welfare and social reform. Basically, in our world today, we see these people as philanthropists, people like Bill Gates, people who use their wealth for noble purposes, who donate money for cancer research and things like that, who give money to charities, who give to impoverished children or orphans, right? This is what humanitarianism is all about. And there's an article here. This is by Spectrum News, and this came out today, actually. And this article is from Russell Salvatore, or it speaks about Russell Salvatore, actually. Russell Salvatore recently received the Humanitarian of the Year award. That's a pretty big achievement, right? And so this talks about how he got it, and it says that he received this Humanitarian of the Year plaque by Erie County legislator John Brusso. And there's something that's really important here that Russell Salvatore has to say, because basically here's what happened. He was asked to give a $500 donation in order to get new vans for patients at the VA hospital, right? $500, that's not a lot to ask, right? I mean, depending on how much money you have. If you only have $500, then that's like asking someone to give their life savings. But for him, that wasn't really a lot to ask. And he could have easily done it and said, you know what, they asked for $500, I gave them $500, and I'm going to leave it at that. But here's where his humanitarianism maybe was more altruistic in nature. He said, instead of giving you $500, what he did was he called up a dealership, and he had a $300,000 fleet of new vans delivered to the VA hospital. So his donation went from what they asked for, which was $500, to $300,000, because he believed that was going to meet the need in a much more powerful way. What they were asking for was not enough, so he superseded their expectations. And Russell Salvatore has had this to say about this whole situation here, and he talks about the reason why he gave this amount of money. He said, my life has been in the hospitality business for close to 70 years. The people have made me what I am today. You know, you patronized me for all these years, so I'm giving you back the money that you're going to get. And then he went on to say this: I don't need no money when I go up to heaven. I hope one of you guys are gonna buy me a free cocktail when I get up there, right? So he's, being a little humorous here, but he's basically saying, hey, this is just the right thing to do. The least that you can do is, hey, just buy me a cocktail in heaven. I don't know if they're gonna serve cocktails in heaven, but I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of version of that, right? So definitely, if you see Russell Salvatore up there, definitely look out for him. And we're going to discuss a little bit more about humanitarianism after the break, but you are listening to North Coast Underground, where the underground starts with you. Thank you for listening. Hey, what's going on? JC Johnson here, You're listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And we are back discussing humanitarianism. And before the break, we were looking at an individual by the name of Russell Salvatore, who recently won the Humanitarian of the Year award. And the reason why he won that is because the VA hospital asked him to donate $500, and he greatly exceeded those expectations by instead giving them $300,000 worth of new vans. And that's a lot. That's a whole lot. And you can't even buy one van with $500. So, I don't know why they asked for that in the first place, but he said he realized he saw a need. He said, no, that's not going to do it. They need much more than that. So definitely well-deserved award, I think, for being a humanitarian. And we're going to look at some other humanitarians, well-known ones, and look at what they have to say. Mother Teresa, who's definitely known for the great work that she did in Calcutta, India. And she was internationally known, even beyond India. And Mother Teresa said, if you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. And this is really important because she's speaking to, I think, the heart of the matter here. It's not really about how much you can do. So we discussed Mr. Salvatore and him, donating $300,000 worth of vans to the VA hospital. Not vans, the shoes, but actual vans that they could drive in, right? Just in case you're wondering. So you may not be able to do what he did. And some people feel like, well, if I can't do this grandiose thing, if I can't, make a huge impact that's going to make me go down in history, then I'm not going to do anything. But what Mother Teresa is saying here is don't worry about how much you can do. You don't have to donate millions. You don't have to feed 10,000 people. You don't have to do anything like that. If you can help just one person, then you did something good. So again, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. We can all do something. Norman Borlaug had this to say, or Borlaug. He said, the destiny of world civilization depends on providing a decent standard of living for all mankind. So, again, Norman Borlaug, he said, the destiny of world civilization depends upon providing a decent standard of living for all mankind. So he's saying here that in order for us to really go on as a society, in order for us to truly make the change that's needed in the world, in order for the world to sustain itself, it's saying that everyone needs to have a decent standard of living, because if not, even those who do have a decent standard of living are not going to be able to maintain that for long. Wealth, prosperity, all of that needs to be spread. If things keep going the way that they're going, where it only stays with the 1%, that's not going to produce good results in the long run. Here's what J.K. Rowling had to say. Famous author J.K. Rowling. His books have been made into some well-known movies, and he had this to say. He said, the power of human empathy, leading to collective action, saves lives and frees prisoners. Ordinary people whose personal well-being and security are assured join together in huge numbers to save people they do not know and will never meet. And what he's talking about here is the fact that, you, in order to, really, make a huge impact, going beyond even those people who are only able to help a few, but he's talking about those who can really do a lot. He's saying you may not know the people that you're helping. You may not know their names. You may never see their face. You may never even see the fruit of what you're doing, and how it benefits them in real time. But he goes on to say this: unlike any other creature on this planet, humans can learn and understand without having experienced. They can think themselves into other people's places. We do not need magic to change the world. we carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. So you may not see it. You may not know these people personally, but you can impact their lives in a powerful way just by being willing, just by using your gifts, your talents, your resources to make the world better. And Audrey Hepburn, a famous actress, has this to say: "Since the world has existed, there has been injustice, but it is one world, the more so as it becomes smaller, more accessible. There is just no question that there is more obligation that those who have should give to those who have nothing." And I think that says it all right there. If you have, you should be giving to those who have nothing. That is your moral obligation. That is your duty as a human being. And what does the Bible have to say about humanitarianism? We discussed what it had to say about altruism, but it also has something to say about humanitarianism. Some could argue that they're not too different from each other. Ultimately, the biblical stance would be altruism. But when it comes to this, it says, "In everything I did, I showed you that we must work hard and help the weak. We must remember the words of the Lord Jesus. He said, 'It is more blessed to give than to receive.'" So again, you could say this is a humanitarian statement, but really it's a altruistic statement, because it's saying here that it's always better to give than it is to receive. And that is something that is always true. And you may benefit from giving and you may not, but ultimately it doesn't matter. The main thing is that it is better to give than it is to receive, because it's not saying like other people are more important than you. That's not the point. But it's saying that there's a greater sense of fulfillment. It's a greater reward when you're able to give to others, right? Just as it's a greater reward for those other people when they give to you, right? So it's not just like other people are the only ones who are ever going to benefit, but I mean, as we go through life every day, people benefit us in different ways, whether we realize it or not. It's always better to give than to receive. Proverbs 19:17 says that anyone who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. God will reward them for what they have done. And this is important because, again, if somebody's doing this for simply humanitarian reasons and maybe not altruistic reasons, they're doing it just to get something back. Well, this says that God will give something back to you if you give to the poor. So again, there's no reason not to. There's no logical reason not to help others who are in need, even if it's for selfish reasons, which I hope it's not. But even if so, it says that God will still take care of you. So more on that next time. You're listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets.
Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you want it, come and get some. Because we love wisdom. Because we love wisdom. Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you want it, come